Hello and good morning from Aruba. Oh my gosh, it's my third full day here and it's like super overcast and I see some lightning, so pretty sure it's gonna storm later. My grandparents started coming to Aruba in the 1960s. I don't remember what year it was, maybe like in the 80s or 90s. But one night they were out at dinner and they really connected with their server and became friends. And her name is Cecile. And my grandmother refers to Cecile as her adopted daughter. And they just became really close. And Cecile is now a part of our family. Sorry if the wind is really loud. I refer to Cecile as my aunt and I love her so much. She calls me her princess. I call her my queen. And she's so sweet. I love her family. And the other night we actually were all like sitting on the porch, and if you know Bad Bunny's album cover DTMF, and it's like a photo of these two chairs, like the plastic white lawn chairs that people sit on, just like sitting on the porch, drinking, talking, laughing, dancing. Like we had one of those moments and it was so special. Like we were literally drinking, talking, laughing, dancing. Like I was learning how to dance salsa and trying to learn bachata, but that was really hard. And I just love that aspect of Caribbean culture, Latin culture, and I want that to be a part of my life. I was really missing it. When we landed here, I literally said to myself, like, it was like a sigh of relief. Thank God that I'm here and I'm seeing the blue water and the palm trees, and I can relax, because ever since I've been home I have not been okay. That's okay, because I know that this is just a chapter of my life and I'm very conscious of that, and continuing to make the best out of the situation I find myself in, and to be grateful for all of the things that there are to be grateful for. But also I have to make room for the fact that I am suffering. I'm so stressed. I'm under so much emotional pressure, and I'm just going through a lot of crazy transitions and identity shifts and family problems. I anticipated that it would be hard coming back home after being in Spain, because I was living in literal paradise. Like, I was living in one of the most beautiful places in the world. I had access to really fresh, good, healthy food all the time. I was active. I had so many beautiful places and ways to be active. I didn't have a lot on my schedule. I didn't really have any stress. And so I knew that, like, coming back home and having to deal with just the transition, I don't really experience homesickness when I go abroad, but when I come back I feel weird emotions. And so dealing with that, having to actually like adult and like deal with some of the issues or like things that I left behind when I left. Family. I'm living with my mom for the first time since my freshman year of college, which was during COVID. I think for pretty much anyone that's a conflict. And then I'm working as a substitute teacher, and I literally applied in August, but my first day of work wasn't until last week, which is mid-October. I was hoping to be like working and making money during that time, but I wasn't. I've had some like health things going on. I had to get a root canal. So I was just dealing with a lot. I am dealing with a lot. Another hard thing is that I don't drive. I never had to get my license, and I also have driving anxiety. Being home in Maryland, you have to drive pretty much everywhere. Luckily, we do live in like a little town where things are pretty walkable. Like there's the library, there's the beach, there's like a grocery store, there's some markets, some restaurants. But like to go pretty much anywhere outside of my town, I have to rely on someone else for transportation, because there's not much public transportation. Having to rely on someone else for my needs, and sometimes our opinions conflicting, a lot of the times our opinions conflicting. it's just like, damn, I miss my independence so much, and I want that. And I've also noticed that a lot of people around me in Maryland, in America, I don't know, like, it just doesn't seem like many people are happy. Like, I can just feel the stress. I feel the change in the environment, and it's starting to rub off on me. So I'm really having to like fight for my joy, really having to fight for it. And one thing that's been like big for me is movement. And because there's cars everywhere, I'm not walking as much naturally, so I have to like put actual effort into movement, and like getting enough steps and all that each day. Like, it's not incorporated into my schedule, so it has to be added as a part of my schedule. But then I'm not getting home until late in the evening. I have to get up at 6 a.m. So by the time I get home, all I have time to do is prepare and go to bed for the next day. To me, this is outrageous, but to everyone else, this is like normal. And I don't want this to be my normal. Like, I want to get out of here. And I am. Like, I'm leaving in a few months. In January, I'll be on my way to Costa Rica, and I'm gonna be there for a year, and I don't know what comes next after that, but I know I'm not coming back to Maryland. I don't think I'm going back to the United States. I don't know. In my last video, which I took down now, I was talking about reasons why I left the church, and that's been like another really big, heavy thing that I'm dealing with. Even though I left the church 3 years ago, I really just started considering leaving Christianity behind as a concept and as a religion, like, very recently. I also don't think I clarified that in that video. I talked about why I left the church, and I said that leaving church doesn't mean that I'm leaving God behind. That video reached a very Christian audience, and I think that most of the people had good intentions. They wanted to encourage me not to leave the faith because it's something that they believe strongly and have had a positive experience with, you know? And I totally get that, but I just felt very like misunderstood. And I guess I wanted an audience that was more so like not so. A lot of people, or Christians do tend to do this, is like kind of dismissing my experience as not being a valid one, or like I was doing like performative Christianity, which I never was. I think that other people wanted me to perform, and I got fed up with that. But it was never a performance for me. It was always genuinely about me and God. Anyways, I think I felt like people were kind of like, I don't know what the Christian equivalent of this would be, but it felt like people were like mansplaining the Christian faith to me, as if I didn't understand it, as if I never read the Bible for myself, as if I didn't actually think about these things before, because I used to try to preach to people saying some of the same things that people were saying to me. I think like at the heart people were trying to encourage me, but it just left me feeling angry, and I didn't know how to respond, and the video just didn't reach the audience that I wanted it to reach, so I took it down. I think maybe I should come back to my spiritual journey when I feel more solidified in a place. Still questioning, feeling guilty, wondering if I'm gonna go to hell, wondering if hell even exists, wondering if heaven even exists. And it's just overwhelming to think about, honestly. I don't want the responsibility of it, but I exist, and I don't think that I would rather not exist. At least I don't feel that way in this moment, because life is beautiful. And I feel so blessed to be gifted a life where I have the freedom to make of it pretty much whatever I want. And I also feel for the people who don't have that ability, like people who live under oppressive systems or who have circumstances that restrict their freedom. And when you look at things like that from a global perspective, I'm extremely privileged. I'm grateful for the life that I have, and I want to not only survive, but I want to thrive. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be happy and healed and blessed, and I want that blessing to pour out onto other people. It's so funny because the last video that's showing up on my channel is how I live my dream life. And yes, even though I feel like shit, this is still my dream life. and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And maybe that's because I'm ignorant to other possibilities, but you know, I'm fine with that. I will stay in my own lane and make beautiful out of my life, and I'm determined to do that. I'm determined to be happy. I'm determined to find joy and to spread that to other people and to help other people find that. And even just saying this and just like speaking with you is making me feel better, and I'm so grateful. So yeah, thank you for listening. I'm dealing with some really heavy stuff right now, but I'm gonna be okay, and I just want to share my journey with you and be raw and honest and authentic. I hope that you'll join me. If you aren't subscribed but would like to continue following my journey, please subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want, you can comment. If someone were to ask you, how are you, and you answered honestly, what would your answer be? Where do you actually find yourself in life right now? Because I guess I just did that. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Sending you so much love. Thank you again for being with me.